Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Vrinda Devi Gaura Brahmanandi
Vishnu Bhakti Pradipati Satya Vachaya Namo Maha
Vindaya Glasi Devya Kriya Krishna Vatsya Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satya Vachaya
Vrinaya Tos
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Nitya Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitya Gora Hari Bo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Sotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Sotar Shata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Mathur Dham Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Ganga Mai Ki Yamuna Mai Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Tulasi Devi Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Price Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavaduttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we'll be continuing in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 64, and we're beginning with text 12. Yavyatya sikata mer. Yavyatyo divitaraka. Yavatyo varsadrascha. Tavatir adadam smaga. Yavatya sikata bhumir. Yavatyo divitaraka. Yavatyo varshadarascha. Tavatir adadam smaga. Yavatya sikata bhumir. Yavatyo divitaraka. Yavatyo varshadarascha. Tavatir adadam smaga. Yavatya sikata bhumir. Varshadarascha. Yavatyo varshadarascha. Tavatir adadam smaga. Yavatya sikata bhumir. Yavatyo divitaraka. Yavat Yovarshadharascha Tavatir Adadam Smaga. Word for word meetings. Yavat Ya, as many. Sikata, grains of sand. Bhume, belonging to the earth. Yavat Ya, as many. Divi, in the sky. Taraka, stars. Yavat Ya, as many. Varsha, of a rainfall. Daraha, drops. Cha, and. Tavati, that many. Adadam, I gave. Sma, indeed. Ga, cows. Translation. I gave in charity as many cows as there are grains of sand on the earth, stars in the heavens, or drops in a rain shower. Please repeat. I gave in charity as many cows as there are grains of sand on the earth, stars in the heavens, or drops in a rain shower. Purport by the servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The idea here is that the king gave innumerable cows in charity. That's it for that purport, but I'll read the tikas from the Acharyas. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, according to ancient authorities, these statements indicate only a countless number of cows. Others say that it is not correct that he stated that he gave such numbers of cows every day in different places and times, since giving even one cow at a place like Kurukshetra or at such times as an eclipse of the sun is equivalent to 10 millions of cows. Jiva Goswami writes, I gave as many cows as the total of all grains of sand, stars, and raindrops. The word cha indicates that actually the number of cows cannot be counted. Sma means that it is famous. The numbers cannot be imagined. And Sanatana Goswami writes, the example of sand indicates the cows were unlimited in number. The example of stars indicates that the cows were heavenly. The example of raindrops indicates that his giving was incessant. Or all the examples simply show unlimited cows. Sikata is sand of a riverbank. The examples are in order of increasing numbers. Sma indicates that it is well known and not impossible to give that many cows. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Umilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swabhadatikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Pitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Pitam Scha Hey Krishna Korana Sindho Dinabandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopikanta Radhakanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Shri Vishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Dhruvischa Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to Bhagavatam class. I'm just going to read the verse again. I gave in charity as many cows as there are grains of sand on the earth, stars in the heavens, or drops in a rain shower. So this verse is being spoken by King Nirga, or Nirga, however you like to say it. And to catch everybody up to speed, basically what happens in the beginning of this chapter is some of Krishna's family members are out gallivanting, just out and about, and they come upon a hole or a well with a giant lizard inside. And they're trying to, they're astonished to see this giant lizard, as anybody would be. And I think they try to figure out, trying to get him out of the well, but they can't do it. So then they go back and tell Krishna. And Krishna's like, okay, we'll go check it out. So they go, and they go back to the lizard. And at some point, Krishna touches the lizard, and the lizard transforms, or it was given this a celestial body, almost like a demigod body, a beautiful body. And then the king starts to explain his predicament, which is where we are here. And so what he's telling is first he says to Krishna, maybe you've heard of me as being a very charitable king. And the king is starting to explain his story about how once upon a time he was giving away so many cows to the qualified brahmanas. And I'm just going to go to the next verse because it explains these cows. This is text 13. Payasvinis taruni sila rupa guno papana kupila hema shringi nyarachita rupya kurasavatsa dukula malabarna dudavaham. Translation: young, brown, milk-laden cows who were well-behaved, beautiful, and endowed with good qualities, who were all acquired honestly, and who had gilded horns, silver-plated hooves, and decorations of fine ornamental cloths and garlands. Such were the cows, along with their calves, that I gave in charity. There's no purport for that verse, but I'll just read the tikas from the Acharyas. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, in this verse he describes in detail the cows. Jiva Goswami writes, after describing the unlimited number of cows, he describes their qualities. They all had good natures, shila, being easily controlled by their master. They were beautiful with good nourishment, rupa. They always gave plentiful milk, guna. There are 10 types of Kapila cows. And then there's a verse here, Suvarna Kapila Purva Dvitya Gora Pingala Tritya Chaiva Raktakshi Chaturi Guda Pingala Panchami Bahuvarna Shat Sashti Shat Sveta Pingala Saptami Sveta Pingakshi Astami Krishna Pingala Navami Patala Yena Dashami Pucha Pingala Etadasha Samakyata Kapilaste Varanane Sarvavashata Mahabhagas Tarayantina Samshaya. The first is golden brown. The second is pale brown. The third has red eyes. The fourth is deep brown. The fifth is multicolored. The sixth is white and brown. The seventh has light brown eyes. The eighth is black and brown. The ninth is pink, and the 10th has a brown tail. O beautiful woman, these 10 are called Kapila cows. They are all most auspicious. By donating these cows, one crosses samsara without doubt. The order of the list of qualities is with increasing excellence. This will be stated later also. Not only that, but they were well decorated with gold horns and silver hooves, and with cloth on their backs and ornaments. They had garlands made of jewels around their necks, and were accompanied by calves. Thus they gave milk. They had been gathered by lawful means. He again states that he gave cows to reinforce his previous statement. So from this verse, we can see that the king gave brahmanas in charity all sorts of different cows, and how do I put it? They're not runts, if you will. These are like top quality cows, and they're supremely decorated with golden horns, and they got blankets, and they're probably painted. And one thing that struck me is this is just like complete opposite of what we have today, in the Western world, where cows are just seen as like kind of a commodity, really, as like anything else. They're just like rocks or dirt, and they're treated like dirt. They're treated horribly. All for the taste of the tongue, really. And it's quite shocking, to think of like the difference here, where the cows are treated with love and respect, like a mother, and they're given in charity, like this is a great boon, this is a great gift. The king is trying to show his appreciation, giving so many cows. Whereas in the Western world now, we have so many cows, but they're just, raised in horrible conditions, treated horribly, and just murdered, just to supply a little sense gratification. But this is the complete opposite. It's quite amazing. Anyways, I just wanted to read a little bit from the Krishna book. This is just Prabhupada explaining about the king giving the cows in charity. King Nriga continued to say that the cows given in charity were not ordinary cows. Each one was very young and had given birth to only one calf. They were full of milk, very peaceful and healthy. All the cows were purchased with money that had been earned legally. Furthermore, their horns were gold-plated, their hooves were bedecked with silver plates, and they were covered with silken wrappers, which were embroidered with pearls and necklaces. He stated that these valuably decorated cows were not given to any worthless person, but were distributed to the first-class Brahmins, whom he had also decorated with nice garments and gold ornaments. So, from these verses, obviously, we can see the king is being pious and charitable. But somehow, we'll see in the coming verses, that he gets this lizard body, and not to spoil too much of the story, but in the end, he gives charity to the Brahmins. He gives these cows, and one of the cows wanders from one of the Brahmins' herds into the other Brahmins' herds, and then there's some confusion. One of the Brahmins thinks, oh, he gave the cow to me. The other one thinks, no, this king gave it to me. And there's this argument, and the king's like, what's going on? It's just a mistake. Don't be upset with me. But for some reason, the Brahmins don't seem to be appeased, with this apology. And then he's like, well, I'll give you even more cows. I'll give you thousands of cows just for this one cow that has caused, all the fuss. And they don't accept. So eventually, when he passes from this world, he goes to the kingdom of Yamaraj, and Yamaraj is asking him if he wants to accept the results of his pious activities or the results of his impious activities, his sins first. And the king the king accepts the reactions of his impious activities and becomes a lizard. And his idea is, that let me take the reactions, the bad reactions for my, my sinful deeds, and then after that I can enjoy. So the point, anyways, there's lots of points here, but let me read another paragraph from here, from the Krishna book, because Prabhupada is trying to explain that although the king is very pious and he's doing all this charitable work, it's not pure devotion to the Lord. It's kind of mixed activity. So here, let me just read. King Nriga proceeded to narrate the history of his degradation caused by his karma kanda activities. He was very charitably disposed and had given away so many cows that he said that the number was equal to the amount of dust on the earth, the stars in the sky, and the rainfall. According to the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, a man who is charitably disposed is commanded to give cows to the brahmanas. From King Nriga's statement, it appears that he followed this principle earnestly. However, as a result of a slight discrepancy in his action, he was forced to take birth as a lizard. Therefore, it is recommended by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita that one who is charitably disposed and desires to derive the benefit of his charity should offer his gifts to please Krishna. To give in charity means to perform pious activities. As a result of pious activities, one may be elevated to the higher planetary systems, but promotion to the heavenly planets is no guarantee that one will never fall down. Rather, from the example of King Nriga, it is definitely proved that fruitive activities, even if they are very pious, cannot give us eternal blissful life. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the result of work, either pious or impious, is sure to bind a man unless it is discharged as yajna on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Also in the Krishna book, it seems to point that, like I was saying, that King Nriga was possibly trying to be charitable just for charity's sake, or for goodness sake, if you will, and not to please the Lord, and not as in service for the Lord. So he's kind of getting like these mixed reactions. And there was a quote from Prabhupada. It's from a class here in London, and looks like 1973. He kind of explains this incident a little bit, and how that ultimately whatever we do, whatever our intentions is, whether it's good, bad, neutral, ultimately our goal should be to please Krishna and or the spiritual master. So Prabhupada says, so this karma vada, that you act nicely and you'll get nice result, that is all right. But there may be some mistakes. There are so many instances. One very great charitable king, he was giving in charity so many cows to the brahmanas. So there was some mistake, and for that purpose, although he was all throughout his life, he was giving in charity, a little mistake, he became a big lizard in the well. Therefore, the conclusion is that this material immorality has no value. Spiritual morality means to abide by the order of Krishna. That is morality. Whatever Krishna says, if we accept, samsidir hari toshanam, many places. In many places, swanutasya dharmasya samsidir hari toshanam. In another place, that if you execute your morality principles, but if by executing such morality principle you do not, I mean to say, awaken your Krishna consciousness, it is simply a waste of time. Wherever you go, the Bhagavat conclusion, Harav Abhaktasya Kuto Mahadguna, we have to keep in point of view that to become, Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Api set suduracharo bhujate mam ananya bhak sadur eva sa mantavya. Even one is found sudurachara, not very strictly following moral principles, but he is an unflinching devotee of Krishna, he's sadhu. These things are there. Therefore, the point should be that we should not accept this karma-vada, or the Bauddha-vada, or Maya-vada. There are so many vadas. We shall simply take Krishna-vada. Simply accept Krishna. And whatever he orders, whatever he likes for his satisfaction, we shall do anything and everything. That is our morality. So, trying to bring it back to the verse, the point I was getting out of all of this is we can be charitable, we can try to do everything in the mode of goodness, we can try to dot our I's and cross our T's and try to play like the game of karma, if you will, where, we do good, and then we'll be rewarded in the end with whatever it is, a heavenly body, heavenly life, all these opulences, or, if we don't play the game right, we'll suffer in hell. But really, we're trying to get past that game and just get to the ultimate point, which is surrender to Krishna, to serving Krishna, to pleasing Krishna, and surrendering to the spiritual master. And that is the most effective way, to surrender to the spiritual master and to serve him and to see how to please him and how to please Krishna, and then everything will start to fall into place. And even in King Nriga's case, he even had like a little mixed devotion in with his activities, and Krishna didn't forget that. I just wanted to open it up a little bit for questions or comments. Did anybody have anything they'd like to share? Very good. I'm just going to read one more paragraph from Krishna book about King Nriga and his predicament in his pious activities. King Nriga had remained in a well as a big lizard for a very long time. He told Lord Krishna, "In spite of being put into that degraded condition of life, I simply thought of you, my dear Lord, and my memory was never vanquished." It appears from these statements of the king that persons who follow the principles of fruitive activities and derive some material benefits are not very intelligent. Being given the choice by the superintendent of death, Yamaraj, the king could have first accepted the results of his pious activities. Instead, he thought it would be better to first receive the effects of his impious activities and then enjoy the effects of his pious activities without disturbance. On the whole, he had not developed Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person develops love of God. Krishna, not love for pious or impious activities. Therefore, he is not subjected to the results of such action. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, a devotee, by the grace of the Lord, does not become subjected to the resultant reactions of fruitive activities. Somehow or other, as a result of his pious activities, King Nriga had aspired to see the Lord, and he eventually does. So, I just wanted to end with the point that Krishna is the point, Krishna is the focus, and somehow whatever we do, whatever our activities are in the day, whether it be charity, whether it's work, prayer, the focus should always come back to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindanalayatasham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Kriya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Giram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Guru Chandra Bole Kota Nidra Jamaya Pishachira Kole Bajibo Bolia Eshe Samsara Bitore Bulia Rohile to me Havidyara Bare Tomare loite ami hainu avatara Ami bina manduara kaya amara Shaudi Maya Nasibaro lagi Hari Nama Maha Mantra Autumi Magi Bhakati Vinoda Prabhu Charane Pariya Se Hari Nama Mantra Lai Lo Magiya Jeev Janga Gaura Chandra Bole Kata Nidra Jao Maya Vishachira Kole Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jaya Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Shri Vrindavan Jaya Radhe Lord Gaurachandra is calling, wake up, sleeping soul, wake up, sleeping soul. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost in the cycle of birth and death. I have descended just to save you. I am your only true friend. Other than me, what friend do you have? I have brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you suffer. Take this great chant for deliverance, Maha Mantra, the names of Hari. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, falling at the Lord's lotus feet, take shelter of the Hari Nama mantra, the Lord's holy names. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitadanam vidyavadu jivanam Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnam swadanam Sarvatma snapanam badam vichayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatra Nitami Amita Smadane Nakala Eta Jasita Vakripan Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishangi Harina Nuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tadurapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtanida Sadari Nadanam Najanam Nasundari Kavitam Vadaganisha Kamaye Manamani Janmadishware Vadagashitvai Aninandana Nuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripaya tava para pankaja stita duri sadrisyam pinchintaya nayanam galuda srudaraya vadanam gadgada rudargira pulakarnichitam vabukada tava nama bharani bhavishyati yugayitam pulakarnichitam vabukada tava nama bharani bhavishyati yugayitam